Aloha Fuse Hawaii family. I'm just jumping on. I just got off my run walk for the morning, and happy Monday to all of you. Um, it's raining today, so if you hear the rain in the background. So yeah, I just wanted to come on. I know the last time I jumped on, I just kind of sat here and chatted with all of you really casually, and that was really fun for me. So I kind of wanted to do the same thing today. Um, as you can see, the caption of this video is what's the best bikini for your bottom, right? Um, so yeah, we just wanted to jump on and discuss that kind of from a designer standpoint as well as from a mom of three, what I prefer to use as my go-to bikinis. And honestly, you guys, it's like I'm not a professional at this at all. um, as you know, I started Fuse Hawaii from my garage wanting to just design a bikini for my new mom body. I had my first child at 24 years old, and um, I also led a very active lifestyle. My husband's always surfing, so we're at the beach a lot, and I needed something that I could be active in. And that was my go-to bikini that I felt comfortable in as a new mom. Hi, Elsa. Hey, I'm just chatting again. I like this casual conversation, so I'm just gonna keep it super casual today. And basically, my team wanted me to talk about why I design my bikinis the way I do, what makes Fuse Hawaii swimwear special, and what are my favorites. And so, um, basically, I like to start our story with the first pattern I ever drew on a piece of like newspaper, tissue paper at the time in my garage was the Kona bottom. It's still to this day the best-selling bottom. We actually, because we were making so many Kona bottoms um, handmade and sewn this year, we actually had to take off a lot of our other styles that I still love, and we will be adding on probably by the end of this year as we pick up in our production and shipping times. But I want to tell you a little bit of why I started with the Kona bottom. So at the time, I just had a baby. I was surfing. I needed something that I felt cute in, I was comfortable in, and it was functional. So one thing I want you to know about Fuse Hawaii is all of our bikinis, as I am designing each and every one of them, it was made to be functional, but also that classic piece that 10 years from now, I wanted something you could still wear. I realized, like in the swimwear industry, I guess with anything fashion, everything kind of comes back. Years later, I wish my grandma had kept all of her clothes because then I wouldn't have to buy new vintage wares, right? Or just distressed clothing. So thank you, Kelly. The Kona bottoms, yes, I have a lot in my closet. And so it's embarrassing how many bikinis we own here in Hawaii. I kind of explain it like, I guess it's like boots in the mainland. Whenever I go there, I never have warm weather clothing, but I notice like all of my friends have a lot of boots or a lot of shoes and jackets. So that's swimwear in Hawaii for us. We have 50 to 100 bikinis in our closet. I have a little more, but just because I keep all of the ones I mess up on and I wear them. So yeah, so I want to tell you a little bit about the Kona bottoms. And like I said, when I think of something like a classic piece, we think of things that like Marilyn Monroe wore, those high waist or just those really vintage pieces. And I feel like they are timeless. And so when I created Fuse Hawaii, I didn't want to have like 10 different bottoms or 50 different tops. Every time I would go to a website, I just like, I would get overwhelmed with all of the options, of swimwear. And by the time I get through just going through the tops, I forgot what I even went onto the site for. And so, that's why I started with just one bottom and one top. And I know for me, like when I love a bottom or a top, I buy it in every color. And so that's what I started with, the Kona bottoms and the Kohana Iki top. And the way, actually I have one here, hold on. So if you're not familiar with our Kona bottoms, these are it. And as you see, the scrunch in the back, I do have like these wider sides, and I'll tell you why I designed it this way. I designed it with the scrunch in the back because it does give you that lifted look in the backside. Also, with the wider sides, as I became a mom, there were like, I wanted wider coverage on my sides because it's like, I had stretch marks there, or, I don't know, I just needed more coverage around my butt. It got bigger than it had been in the past. And so that's why, I designed it that way with the rain picking up. And then also with all of our swimwear and the Kona bottoms, I started making it seamless. And so as you can see, we have all of our suits actually are seamless because it's the only type of bikini I will wear. And I did this initially because I don't like to have the elastic digging into my sides, giving you that muffin top look. It's like we already have enough going on. I don't need to have to worry about looking like a muffin when I walk out to the beach. And so, as I would be shopping at these department stores like Target or Walmart, I noticed their swimwear had that super thick elastic in it with that fold over, and it actually, that elastic was so tight it would cut into your sides and giving you that muffin top look. And that's why I actually started using this thinner elastic that was really long lasting. And what I did that was different as well is I noticed a lot of suits stretched out really quickly, especially if you're active in the water, especially if you're a surfer, a paddler, you're constantly in the salt water, or a swimmer in the pool. The elastic wears out after actually really quickly. And so the elastic we use, it's long lasting. And also what else that we did is I put elastic around every seam. So a lot of companies, they'll actually skim on the straps. Like I'll show you one of ours. So like our Kohana Iki top here, we put elastic throughout the entire length of the strap. So every seam will have elastic around the leg holes, the armholes, at every point, because I needed my suit to stay in place. I wasn't a great surfer, but and because of that, I'd end up under the water a lot. My suit shifted everywhere, and at times it even come off. And if you're familiar with being in Hawaii's oceans and surfing, your bottoms come off, and thank God you have your leash on, because your bottom's attached to your leash and you can still grab them and put them back on underwater. And so that's why I created the Kona bottoms initially with all of the elastic. I just wanted it to stay put exactly where I had it. I was tired of adjusting. Every time I fell off my board, I'd have to adjust the top, adjust my bottom. And it's like, I already take forever to paddle out to the wave. So I didn't want to spend another 5 minutes underwater trying to adjust so that, I'd be dressed properly while all the guys are paddling out, right after they get off their wave. I had to wait a couple of minutes and adjust and then paddle out when the other set's coming in and pounding me, basically. And so that's the reason I designed the Kona bottoms the way they were. And luckily, all of you have had really, really great feedback towards them. And I'm so happy. The stories that we have coming in about the Kona bottoms, I couldn't even believe. Like, honestly, when I made this bottom, the first one I ever made, I hand sewed, well, not hand sewed, I had a machine from a garage sale that was $30. But tell me if the rain is too loud in the background. Sorry. I'm outside now, that's why. And so the first one that I had made, I found a sewing machine at a garage sale for $30. I found a used serger. And we made that bikini, on a $30 machine. And so I made 40 pairs and I sold it at a craft fair at one of these international paddling regattas in our town. And that day we sold out of the Kona bottoms. And that's when I was like, wow, people really like them. Other women were having the same issues as me when they were in their swimwear. And I was super happy and excited to fill that need. And that's when I just started making more still out of my garage at that point. As you know, when you have kids, we switch sizes in tops. And so I literally went from like a B cup to like a 32 double D overnight. It was crazy. And then back again. So fortunately, during that time, that short period of time where I was a 32 double D, like, love them, but I totally understand now when women complain about being, having larger cup sizes, because it is difficult. It was difficult to run, to jog, to jump, like to surf, like everything was harder. So, I'm so glad I had a short experience with that. I was able to design a top that is super functional now for every size cup size, every size body. And this is our Kohana Iki top. It came from that, from going through the size ranges myself, and I wanted a top that could adjust with my body. And so that's where we created the adjustable straps. We have in the back this elastic here. It doesn't wear out. I remember buying designer bikinis that were like close to $300, and the straps, they weren't made for everyday wear. They're made for tanning on the beach. And so that's something I took into consideration. Honestly, all of you, like, I just made a suit that I wanted, and fortunately all of you wanted it too, and that's like super great. I'm excited that, we were able to make something that was so valuable to all of you. And so as far as that, we do have a couple other tops and bottoms. I have the Ho'okena top. We actually took these off the site recently because we were so backed up and delayed in our orders that we couldn't focus on all these different patterns and having to switch the patterns, have our cutters cutting them and switching threads and sewing. It got a lot. So we hopefully, as our production team's growing this year, we are working on regrading all of those to the proper sizes to correspond. And we're going to hopefully have those on because you've been requesting them as well. But I'll tell you a little bit about them and why I designed it the way I did. The Ho'okena top, so as you can see, it lays flat in the back as well. And I designed this one because I started running. I ran a couple of marathons, and as I was training for that, I wanted something that didn't have, I wanted to basically wear my bikini. I seen all these triathletes going in and out of the water training for their triathlons. I wanted something I could get wet in, that dried easily, and was super comfortable and supportive when I ran. And so I made this Ho'okena top. And the reason I did that was I wanted it to fit somewhat like a sports bra, to be supportive like a sports bra. And also with the straps here, this is a medium, but as we go up in sizes, we do increase the strap width. And so the reason I did the Ho'okena top is I wanted the functionality of it to be running and to be supportive, but we changed a little bit. We wanted it to look not as sporty, like a bikini top, so that we could go for a run. I could jump off the Kailua Pier and jump into the water after my run and go for a swim. And so that was the reasoning behind this. And again, I designed with functionality in mind, and it's your classic piece that you can kind of like layer under things. You can wear, I think this top is this is one of my favorites. It's my go-to when sometimes I just want to layer it under a shirt and, go out on the town or something. And I just kind of grab a solid color and outfit that as well. So, in Hawaii, we're dressed super casual a lot of times. We always need that outfit that we can go from the beach out to dinner. And so that's what all of my designs, are focused around. And so I'll show you another top that we will be adding back to the website because everybody's requesting it as well. Similar to the Ho'okena top, it has a flat back, the crossback straps to give you the support and also not pulling on your neck. But this one here, the only difference is we made a higher neck. And so I'll hold it upside down so it can lay better. But as you can see, the neckline goes up like that. The reason for that being that what I was hearing from a lot of women who worked on boats, or they were, they had larger cup sizes, they needed something where they could work on a boat, or they could just go out to the beach where their cleavage wasn't always out. So that was a problem. So we raised the neckline on that. Another reason why I did that is I noticed sometimes I'd go to the beach and like my chest, when I'd go a lot, that's the area that would burn really easily. And so that's, for me, that's the reason I do like to wear that top every once in a while, because I don't burn right here. And I don't know why, just for me, that's the area I burn the most. And so some days, I like to have that covered if I can. And so that's the reason for the Mauna Kea. That one's the Mauna Kea top. And, we'll hopefully be adding that back to the site as well, because I know a lot of you are requesting this. So as soon as we're able to, increase our production, we'll be able to have those back on the site as well. But what I love about the Mauna Kea top too is, it's kind of like that high neck look. And I've seen, we outfit every bikini we have, here in Kona. It's like we layer our bikinis under everything. And so that kind of is like a nice ensemble too, to pair with your high waist shorts or jeans. Another thing, that I like to do is wear a kimono with some torn jean shorts, and that kind of is like a comfy outfit as well. And the Mauna Kea top kind of looks more like a crop top, so if you can get like those high waist shorts, they look super cute with that. And so that's kind of like our basic patterns. And then let me see. Oh, I also we have our Hanos bottoms here. And so, yeah, here. Yeah, so our Hanos bottoms, this here is the bottoms that I did so that we could basically, sorry, I hear a child crying. Oh, my daughter's home. I hear her in the background. Sorry about that. So the Hanos bottoms, she came home from school. Yeah, that's mom life. Hear her crying. And so basically these here is the bottoms that I feel like I graduated up to when I got more comfortable wearing the Kona bottoms. You want more of a tan, I will definitely recommend our Hanos bottoms. It is a little less coverage, but as you get tanned and you get more comfortable in the skin you're in, that's our whole thing. We graduate up to these, and I really love these because, as you can see, they're thinner on the sides, and they give you a nicer tan line as well. But some days I still go back to my Kona bottoms, some days it's this. And those are kind of like my basics that we've started with. But as you can see now on the website, we have a ton of other bottoms. Well, I mean, we have high waist bottoms. Actually, we're shooting those this week. We'll be adding a ton of high waist bottoms because of your request for that. We have a bunch of one pieces. We just added a 2 or 3 new one pieces to the website as well. And we've got all kinds of woven backs. My favorites now, actually, this is our newest one, is the Koala top and bottom. So that one, it just has the crocheted back and the crocheted sides. And what I like about it is a lot of crocheted bikinis, sometimes they have really thin sides, and I got hips and I have thighs, and I just like anything too narrow just like digs into my sides and creates that muffin top or whatever. I don't even know what that is, look, on the side of me. But what I love about the Koala bottoms, it's my new favorite. It's got thick woven sides. And so you still have like that nice crocheted look, but it's a nice thick side. And it kind of has a little bit of a higher rise. Actually, I just posted a photo of me wearing it on our page. And so that was a Koala top and bottom, and it's kind of my go-to right now. Yeah, so that's our newest ones. And I think if I was just to speak from a standpoint of what is the best bikini bottom for you, it really is up to the person using it. It's not even just the bikini. It's funny because when it comes to this, like, I'm not a designer, so I don't think I'm an expert in this field, but I've been working with women. I've been sizing models like for years now. I ran our retail shop, and I seen women go in and out of our fitting rooms. And the best feeling for me was to be able to look at the woman, look at how she felt, and be able to make her feel 10 times more beautiful by the time she left my boutique, or by the time she put on our swimwear. So honestly, my secret to doing that is actually not just finding the right bikini, it's how you feel, right? It's building the confidence of the woman wearing it. Because a lot of times, even if we're wearing something that's perfectly fitted for us, but we don't feel like it is, it will show in the way we project ourselves in public, at the beach. I know for like a lot of years, when I'd be in a bikini, I actually look back at some photos and I could tell, I could see by how I looked, how I actually felt in that swimsuit. And it was not that, you know, my body wasn't in shape. It wasn't anything about that. It was my self-esteem at the time. You know, when I was 16, 17 years old, I would like work out for 3 hours at the gym, and I had six pack, I guess, and I still felt super like ridiculous in a bikini. I have pictures of me and my husband when we were dating, and I'm like covering my stomach, and I'd kill for that stomach now. Darn it, I wish I took my hands away then, would have pictures to prove it. But you know, it's not even, you know, it's not that, it's the way we feel. And so that's what Fused Hawaii is about. It's about, you know, inspiring you women to live confidently in the skin that you're in, because that's exactly how you're going to project yourself. You know, there's that quote that say happy girls are the prettiest. And that's what we believe, because I know for myself, I've seen girls, you know, who maybe didn't think they were in shape or whatever, but the way they carry themselves in a bikini, because they learned to love their bodies and love the skin that they were in. Maybe they didn't work out as much as I did at the time, but I would look at them and I'm like, wow, they look beautiful. And a lot of times what I realized too, running a swimwear company for about 10 years now, is we are our biggest critics. Yeah. So we're crazy. A lot of times we look in the mirror. I do the same every single day. And I'll see everything that's wrong with me. Yeah, a lot of times other people don't see those things. So I guess we're crazy. But, you know, it's funny because as women, we know we can be in a group of other women, and we're constantly in comparison mode, comparing our bodies to everyone else's and feeling, you know, less than. But a lot of times those same women are looking at us wishing that they, you know, maybe look like us, or whatever it is. We always want what we don't have. So, you know, as a designer of a swimwear company and working with hundreds and hundreds of women, tons of models on a weekly basis, like I'm telling all of you, as much as I know about design, is that it doesn't matter how our bodies look, it's how you feel on the inside. And so that's our one message, you know, I'd like to give to all of you from Fused Hawaii, is really like join our Empowered by Fused Hawaii group. It's a great mix of women who really, really love to support each other and empower one another, you know, in the process. And I'm just like super excited. We opened that group and we have about less than 2 weeks. I think we have about 400 members in there, and they're all, so it's like I can't even moderate the group as much as they do. They're in it and they're talking to each other and they're making friends and they're supporting each other. And I'm just super happy and super grateful to have all of you in our community of women. It just shows that what we're doing really is resonating with all of you. So yeah. And then again, you know, another one of my tricks that I like to do when I go to the beach, I mean, every single day is different. We're women, we change our minds all the time. Some days I want to hide my stomach. Some days I want to hide my butt. Some days I want to hide my hips. And so we have things for that too. You know, the days I want to cover my butt, we wear a kimono. We throw that kimono over the bikini. It's super easy. It's super cute. You know, some days my butt is not the way it needs to be looking, so the kimono covers my butt, and then I can still show my stomach. You can still show the suit. You know, you want to hide your hips, the go-to for that. I mean, we got every trick in the book. We wear sarongs here in Hawaii. We call them pareos, and so, you know, you wrap that around and you tie that in a cute little bow. Every girl in Hawaii knows how to tie a pareo. And that's like our go-to for when we just want to carry, you know, cover our hips, or when, you know, with you're at your family gathering or whatever, you guys family barbecue or party, you just like wrap that pareo around you and you're good to go. And then, you know, when your family leaves, take it off and tan. And so, you know, all of us girls here in Hawaii, we're constantly at family events. Yeah, we always have a pareo in our bag. We have a kimono. We have a modest bikini bottom a lot of times. And then, you know, we have our tanning bikini. And so I suggest you find what you feel comfortable with, start there, and you're going to see that I challenge you to wear that bikini more and more and more. And that's how you will gain the confidence. As you get better, you know, your body gets more tanned, you kind of get that confidence to put on something a little bit, you know, more, something you wouldn't necessarily wear. I challenge you to constantly challenge yourself to put on something you might not feel comfortable with. I mean, start with, you know, going in your yard. I know like a lot of women who aren't from places that are near the ocean, um, they do sway more to wearing more coverage and modest bikinis. And, you know, that's cool. I have a one of my cousins, she moved from Oregon and she was just like not very tanned when she moved back. And we put her in a two-piece bikini. She got tanned. I mean, she was super hesitant at first. And what I realized too with that scenario is a lot of women are wearing the wrong sizes for their body. And because of times where you feel uncomfortable or you feel insecure, we tend to want to cover up more, buy a bigger size. And actually, that doesn't flatter the body as much as it should. Sometimes I've seen women buying sizes when I ran the retail shop, they were buying sizes 1 or 2 sizes too big because they just wanted more coverage in the back. And honestly, I don't know how to put this nicely, but you know, when you go in the water, it kind of has the effect of a wet diaper. And so that's the only way I can explain it. And it's not that flattering for your body. So I encourage you to, you know, just as you find the right undergarments and your sizes for your bras, your underwear, like the same goes for when you're buying a bikini. As much as you want to buy that bigger size and cover up, like I encourage you to find your correct size because it's going to flatter your body like so much more and it's going to look great. And, you know, you might not see it, but everybody else will. And so as you grow to get more comfortable in a bikini, you know, just test out other options. And yeah, that's all I have to say. But, you know, that's just my non-expertise, I suppose. But just as a mom and as a designer and working with wonderful women who allow me to put my swimwear on their bodies every single day, week. A lot of times when we go on our photo shoots, I don't see the models, I don't meet them. I just see photos of them and their bodies. And I have to size their suits and get them to the photographers by a photograph. And so I've become very, very good at sizing women throughout the years and giving them the proper size. Same goes for, you know, as I was practicing designing swimwear and drawing my own patterns, I would use my friends, I would use my family as my real life mannequins. So I have many of times actually drafted patterns to customize to people's bodies because yeah, every body is different. And so I encourage you to just test out different suits. It doesn't have to be ours. It can go to the department store, try something on there, like try them all on. It's fun. Like find something that you love and, you know, you can feel comfortable in. Start there. Don't start with the bikini that you think you need to be wearing. Start with the bikini you feel comfortable in. Love yourself first. And then from there, you're going to realize once that happens, it's just like, it just keeps growing, that love for yourself. And then you're going to realize it doesn't matter what you wear or what you have on, that you're going to feel beautiful in the skin that you're in. And that is our goal for FUSED Hawaii. So I want to thank you all for joining me this rainy day today after my workout. And thank you. So aloha.